Presentation types, buyer presentation. Now that you've seen how to create a seller presentation using Moxie Present, let's take a look at the other presentation types available. Buyer presentations. Buyer presentations walk your customer through the process of making an offer on a property, selecting comps that help identify the appropriate offer amount for the market and neighborhood, as well as including closing costs worksheets. Select Create New and choose Buyer from presentation types. We'll select our template and give this a name, generally who it's being prepared for. Then choose Create. On the subject property page, you can either enter in the MLS number for the listing in which your client is making an offer, or enter the neighborhood area to identify the market information. We'll enter in our MLS number. Under InterX Drive Time, you can add a commute address in order to provide your customer with more information about commute times and distance. Then select Continue. Now we'll search for comparables. If you chose to enter a listing number on the subject property page, the search screen will perform an initial search using that property information, locations, beds and baths, and square footage to find similar properties in the area. All of the presentations that have search are identical. It's a map-based search, showing you only those properties that would be visible on the map. You can change the map by zooming in or out, or using one of the boundary tools like Radius, drawing your own custom boundary, or using the school district or attendance zone boundaries. Once you have determined the physical area you are searching, you can also alter the filter options as well, either expanding or narrowing your search options with specific pricing, beds and baths, or additional filters like property type and square footage. Let's expand our baths and our square footage. This will show us more options. Filters also allow you to adjust the listing status you are looking for and even the time frame of that status change. In this example, I changed the sold status to look for solds in the last 12 months. If you already know the comparables you would like to include, you can copy the listing number, select the MLS radio button, and paste those numbers into the search box. Selecting the search icon, and that listing or listings will be the only ones that display in your list. Using this method allows you to search for hyperlocal options that may not be available in the Present search filters. Once you've decided which comparables to include, add them by choosing Include All, or hovering over the listing image and select the plus icon. The listings page is also the same as the seller presentation type. It's where you can organize the comparables you selected, add adjustments if needed, and even include your own remarks about each listing. If you have a listing that you would like to include as a comp that is not on the MLS, it's an off-market or for sale by owner property, you can still include those by using the Add Custom Listing button. The estimate screen. The estimate screen is where you will add your estimated pricing. If you added your subject property via the Copy from MLS feature, the list price for that property will already be populated here. If not, it will be blank, and you can enter a single number, select the Create Range button to offer a low-high range, or use the percent field to generate a specific percentage above and below the estimated market value number. The pricing stats section is generated by the Present system. It's looking at the sold comparables selected for this presentation. The first number is looking at the average price of those sold comps. The second number is calculating the average price per square footage of the sold comps and then applying that to the square footage of your subject property. The listing summary section provides a view of the comps chosen in just their numbers, low, average, and high pricing, the beds and baths, square footage, price, and price per square footage. Your subject property is noted with the star, so you can see how it measures with your selected comps. In this presentation type, there's an extra tab on the estimate screen with an estimated closing costs form. Add in your purchase price, your down payment, and your mortgage information will automatically be calculated. You can then add in additional information for settlement costs, appraisal, inspection, taxes, and if you need to add in other costs, there is a custom costs feature at the bottom that will allow you to add in as many additional costs as needed. To create an additional scenario, select the Copy button at the top and update the information as needed. You can create up to 3 estimated closing costs forms to help guide your client through a variety of options. Next, we'll go to Pages. As in every presentation type, the Pages screen is where your presentation will come to life. The pages are what your customer will see to tell the story of all the information we just entered on the previous screens. When you created the presentation, you were asked to select a template. That template dictates the pages and settings that will show to your customer. We'll take a deeper dive into this screen in future videos, but know that you can move these pages around, add more pages from your present library, create custom pages that you can use for this and future presentations, and even create your own custom templates. Now that we've created our presentation, we can view it in either web or PDF format, and we can email this presentation in web or PDF format or both. Enter in your email address in the To field. And bonus here is that if you are also using Moxie Engage, your contact list and group names are available to use for sending here as well. Start typing a name or group name, and you'll be able to select that name from the drop-down menu. If sending to a group, each member of the group will receive an individual copy of this email and not see the other member addresses in their inbox. You're done. We've created a buyer presentation and can now send it to our client for them to review.